Saskatoon has a pilot project to increase visibility with cameras on the front or sides of large vehicles, motion sensing software, and display screens in the cab. How and why did this change happen?
Yeah. Like Sarah's gone hiking quite a bit. I was a bit friend, but yeah. I might put in
There's the screens.
Yeah, and the steering wheel's on the other side of the car.
May 2023, Natasha Fox was killed by a large truck while riding her bike with her children at Wiggins Avenue, College Drive. Natasha was not the only fatality in 2023. Darren Kinowis was killed by a vehicle at Avenue P and 19th Street in September. Just got to the infamous intersection and almost got run over while walking in the crosswalk. Let's see how alert the other drivers are.
I said I love you for the last time as she rode away to her school. I miss her. It really hurts and I am angry. Imagine for a second the beautiful faces you said goodbye to this morning. Now imagine that was the last moment you got to spend with them. It was the last time you'd ever see them. That's my reality now. This is Saskatoon's loss. It's a loss and a trauma which could have been avoided with better decisions made in this room. I'm here today not because I want to be. I'm here because I feel I need to be. I'm here to make sure that you damn well know we can do better. She deserves better. Natasha died at an intersection that was known to be problematic for 10 years. And you voted, and you deferred. Natasha's death was witnessed by her two sons. NASA asks, why did Ma die? And I tell them it was an accident. Council, your decisions have real-life consequences. Avoiding decisions, deferring decisions, tabling decisions, those decisions have consequences.
Welcome, Mr. Fox.
Back
you know
again.
the rules, so you go ahead whenever you're ready.
Okay. Phil Tank recently wrote, the debate has shifted radically from whether or not the city should bother trying to improve safety for a perceived fringe group of elite cyclists, urban elitists, to how to make the streets safer. That shift in the debate happened here, and I could not be more proud, and I could not be more grateful. Today, I come before you to support Kevin's request for a motion to take steps to better educate, inform, and create awareness in Saskatoon on our shared rights, responsibilities as motorists, pedestrians, and cyclists. I never take those apart. We're all in this together. Do people in Saskatoon believe we should all have safer roads? I believe that is clear, yes. Do motorists believe cyclists belong on the road? Not so clear. Do cyclists believe that they have to adhere to basic traffic rules that apply to motorists? Again, I don't believe that's so clear. Motorists, cyclists, and pedestrians, we all have work to do. Symbols. Does Saskatoon have any visible symbols such as statues, signs, road markings, programs, media campaigns that foster a positive road culture? I believe there are a few, but not enough from where we are to where we need to be. These decisions in this room play a huge part in why our road culture is what it is, but that is good news, because that means the decisions in this room can also build upon what has started in the last few weeks, creating a positive road culture. The Minister of SGI on May 15th, there is excitement. If you don't see it, it's there, it's palpable. People want to be part of this change. Working with Cycle Saskatoon and other advocacy groups, they're feeling it. I urge the city to embrace this opportunity before us and to build upon the excitement and the goodwill created in this council in the past few weeks.
And we're waiting for a response from SGI on when and if they're going to make any changes in their next version of their handbook. So we do owe a report back to City Council on that.
Okay.
Good afternoon. My name's Kevin Robertson. I commuted to work every day, all year round, to work and back by bicycle, an 18-kilometer round trip. I estimate that I've ridden 26,000 kilometers and therefore think of myself as an experienced cyclist. I was naive and believed motorists are friendly and courteous, but it only takes one day cycling to prove this wrong. During my commutes to work, I was subjected to very close, dangerous passing, tailgating, threats of violence, vehicles intentionally blocking my way, city buses trying to intimidate me with wide sweeping turns, and a close pass in the winter on 14th Street. I want you to know that I'm an adult male and I was not going to be intimidated by the ugliness, threats of violence, close calls, etc. by the motorists. Other people I feel could be dissuaded from riding as a result of this culture. More cyclists equals a better city. We need to change the culture. So, in my social media feed, Google, Facebook, Reddit, I've not seen any messages from the city directed to me about any changes to the cycling bylaw. But on the other hand, my utility bills, social media, I have been instructed in all the intricacies of how to handle garbage, recycling, compost, and zipper merging. No information that could be considered life-saving, like what to do when you encounter a bicycle on the roadway.
In Saskatoon, cycling and trying to address safety of road users is a political, divisive issue that has generated anger and has actually affected our ability to create a positive culture of road safety. And so, Mr. Robinson, I actually really think and want to thank you for coming forward and taking a step back from each issue and sort of what feels like a battle we have over cycling infrastructure. Like if we talk about distracted driving, an initiative, that's everybody agrees, you got to deal with that. If you talk about cycling, you have to walk carefully, and everybody on council has to walk carefully.
There we go. Oh, Leon, would you mind pushing the button? It's way over there. And yes, it's not bike friendly or pedestrian friendly. Hi. Good. Hi. Is this your vehicle?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I saw this thing go through downtown like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was, but what a neat looking vehicle.
It's good everywhere.
Is it a bike?
Yes.
Okay, it moves fast.
No faster than any e-bike.
I guess not, but
Well, yes and no. I've got aerodynamics, so the amount of power required to do that speed. But the thing here is I'm restricted by the same speeds as the e-bikes, eh?
Yeah.
I get my 30K with power assist. Anything after that is all me.
No, it's just the like.
And as long as I stay within speed limits, that's fine. But getting 50 kilometers an hour on flat ground, I haven't done yet. I've gotten
okay.
40.
40's good.
46. But
that's a respectable speed.
yeah.
Nice.
I have had it much faster, but that was due to a hill. And gravity is a great thing.
Even a solar panel on top.
Yeah. It makes up for the power I lose from my flashing lights.
Yeah.
Not a lot more, but...
My name is Jason Hansen. I am the communications manager for Saskatoon Cycles. I actually really do want to talk to all of you, and I want to say thank you so much for being here. I think it says a lot about the cycling community that you've all gathered here. It says you all care about safety in this city. It says none of you want to feel alone, and you don't want anybody else in this community to feel alone. It says that you're all invested in your neighbors, and that you believe things can get better. And it also means, at least I think, that you're all very courageous for standing up for that belief, being here today. I love the bells, thank you. Speaking of the courageous and for standing up, I'd like to introduce our first speaker. He's been tirelessly advocating for better protocols and infrastructure over the past year. He's spoken multiple times at council in Saskatoon and Martensville. He's made connections nationally and internationally to improve visibility standards, and he also organized this rally. This man has guts. And with that, I'd like to invite Tod Fox up to the mic.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous being up here. I think this is gonna be a bit harder than standing in council. Today I stand before you with a heavy heart, but also a heart full of gratitude and hope. Life has taught me, as it teaches all of us, that there are moments when we must embrace our anger, our sadness, and our gratitude. These emotions are not just part of our human experience, but they drive us to seek justice, to cherish our loved ones, and to strive for a better world. I'm grateful, truly grateful, for all of you being here and supporting this rally. I'm grateful for the changes that will happen at this intersection. I'm grateful for the city of Saskatoon and Martensville for stepping up with pilot projects to make their vehicles safer. I'm grateful for Martensville and Saskatoon's support, advocating for laws that will make it illegal to drive vehicles on our city streets where the driver cannot see pedestrians and cyclists. My wife, Natasha Fox, the love of my life, was killed right there. It was here where she died in front of her children. Her death could have been prevented. How many more families must endure the unbearable pain of losing someone due to negligence and inaction? My anger, our anger, is not just personal, it's not just private. It's a call to action for us to demand change and demand it now. But today, I'm channeling my sadness and my anger into a clear and simple demand. We cannot, we must not wait for another death to make our city safer. It is unacceptable to be passive when we have the power to prevent such tragedies. I'm demanding that our city stop waiting for a death to do something. I'm demanding that our city take immediate action to fix just 3 intersections this year. 3 intersections. An achievable, realistic goal that can save 3 lives and protect 3 families from the devastation that mine has endured. We know our city has dangerous intersections. Fixing 3 intersections, it is not an unsurmountable task, it is a necessity. We are asking for basic safety measures that will make our streets safer for everyone. We are asking for what any civilized society should provide their citizens: safety. I call upon our city leaders, our elected officials, fix 3 intersections this year, save 3 lives, protect 3 families. Let us turn our grief into action, our anger into advocacy, and our sadness into the catalyst for change. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here today. We're also honored to have Natasha's father today here.
Thanks for being here, Doug.
Thank you all for coming out today to support the Ride for Your Life. Thanks to the organizers for letting me speak. Thanks to the mayor and councillors. Chaplain George, who helped us get permission to place the memorial here. At Natasha's memorial service last year, my wife spoke about thoughts and prayers, and they're meant well and appreciated, but thoughts and prayers are not enough. We need action. We need change. My daughter Natasha was killed last year. A massive truck crushed the life out of her. Right here. Right here. That huge truck suffered no damage. The company that owns the truck washed off my daughter's blood, paid their insurance deductible, and put the truck back into service. That company, Heidelberg Materials, contacted me a few weeks after Natasha's death. They thought it was important to let me know their truck met all safety regulations and the driver had a perfect safety record. Isn't that a shocking lack of humanity? Who would think that? Who would say that? Who would seek me out to say that to me at such a time? I told them they were being insensitive, and I hope they recognized their driver no longer had a perfect record. Months later, after the police report was finalized, they spoke to us again and reiterated the message about their truck meeting all safety requirements in Saskatchewan. They wanted to relate that the police report stated the driver would not be criminally charged because the incident analysis showed that he could not see my daughter. They seemed to think that if you can't be charged with a crime, nothing needs to change. We asked Heidelberg to let us work with them to make Saskatoon safer. They would not. We asked them to tell us one thing they changed in the several months since Natasha was killed. They would not tell us one thing they're doing differently. They would not make any commitments. Who would act like that? The driver could not see my daughter. I believe that, and I do not blame him. The same massive company that operates that truck in Saskatoon talks a lot about safety standards and social responsibility. They have a new fleet of trucks in London that are much safer than the trucks they operate in Saskatoon. Doing no more than required by law seems to be their MO. Heidelberg made over $3 billion in profit last year, yet they won't commit to improving safety in Saskatoon. That's why we need laws to change.
A board member of Saskatoon Cycles. He's our regular spokesperson.
We should not be here today to commemorate a death. This intersection has been studied several times, starting more than a decade ago, with clear design options to make it safe. This data has been available for more than a decade. This is the most used walking and cycling intersection in Saskatoon. Another person was killed this year too on his bicycle, Darren Kinawase, another parent. This absolutely has to change.
All right, thank you so much, Jason. And wow, I can't even see way down there. I gotta look down to see all the people who have joined us today. Thank you all for coming out. Bike lanes have become a punchline in our city. And almost every goodbye sort of speech to me or whatever it is, there's always a joke about a bike lane in it, right? And then at some point, that is not okay because it is fundamentally coming down to how do we create safety, and that shouldn't be a politically loaded conversation. And I want to point out the work of Cynthia Block and Hillary Goff, who are here on City Council, because they have played an instrumental role along with Saskatoon Cycles and Tod and our administration, who agonized over the recommendation about whether to put a bike box and a bike lane here. And I know it was frustrating, and I know council decided to work against them, but these are people who are wanting to make progress, are frustrated as well that we haven't moved as fast as we could. And so what has happened since then is the decision to make this intersection safer and change a number of things, including the bike box and the bike lane, as well as to create a corridor at Monroe. And also, and Tod talked about making 3 intersections safer in our city as a result of many, who here wrote letters to City Council in the last year about active transportation. You made a difference by taking the time to write. Sometimes you wonder if that makes a difference. It makes a difference, so thank you.
I've just come back from the Ride for Your Life event and in memory of Natasha Fox, and there are two main reasons why everyone should care about bike safety in Saskatoon. One, no one should be dying. Nobody should be at risk of being injured at all when we're trying to get around the city. Bike safety helps everybody. The second reason is every single bike that people take is one less car on the road. That means when I'm going to work, when we're all going to work, trying to get to where we need to go, right? Carrying material, tools, to get to a job site and get the job done and make money. Every single bicycle is one less car on the road in our way. I don't know about you, but I don't like waiting at red lights for other people. I want the roads as free as possible, and the more bikes there are and the better bike safety there is, the fewer cars there are, less congestion.